Hey there, this is Dr. Tracy Potter, PhD from innergeniushealth.com, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about quarantine belly. So, did you gain pounds during lockdown? A lot of people did. According to the American Psychology Association, they did a survey in February of 2021, and according to their results, 42% of Americans reported unwanted weight gain, and the average gain was 29 pounds. That's a lot of weight, right? And so it's just not how it looks. Yes, I know the feeling. When I used to have a weight problem, I know what it feels like when your body's getting bigger and bigger. And you're just like, I can't stop eating. I don't want this to keep happening, but I can't stop it. And your body's changing, your clothes are tight, you got the belly rolls, you sit down and it's all putting pressure on your abdomen, you feel all bloated. And it's not just that you gained weight, the same underlying causes of the weight gain also are probably causing fatigue, brain fog, gut issues, digestive issues, inflammation. I think I already alluded to that with aches and pains. Let's see what else. You're more likely to just have other health problems, right? More likely to get infections, makes you more susceptible to, say, viruses. So it's not. Yes, it's nice to be motivated by physical appearance. Like we all want to feel more comfortable in our own skin, like how we look naked in the mirror. That's all wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that. But what really matters is how we feel internally. And, the metabolic damage that is the underlying cause of belly fat gain or overall weight gain is something we want to really pay attention to because it increases our risk of disability, increases our risk of autoimmune disease, heart disease, cancer, all kinds of things that make our lives really not happy, including mental health issues. It increases, depression, anxiety, overwhelm, mood, grumpy moods, just feeling hopeless, despair, that kind of thing. We want to feel hopeful. We want to feel positive. We want to feel good. We want to feel at peace. We want to feel joy, right? We want to have energy. We want to move and feel good in our bodies when we move and not be in pain all the time, right? We want to have mental clarity to create the life we want to have and to serve the way we want to serve, right? So when, I'm using here quarantine belly or weight gain as a motivator for health gains. So I think the problem we have like really in modern industrial society around weight gain and how we're dealing with it is, is we're fighting it and we're pushing against it. And we're, to have a weight problem in the first place, there's some kind of wounding that's happened in your body. Your body's been stressed out in some way, it has some kind of damage, some kind of owie. And then we're like, well, I hate you like this, so I'm just going to starve you and push you to exercise, even though you feel like crap and you might get injured. And then if it fails, and when you fail, because it will, because willpower and deprivation and making yourself miserable is not sustainable and doesn't work with your biology, it doesn't even fix the problem anyway. I mean, there's research showing that most diets will make you lose some weight, but again, 80% of them fail within a year. Like most people can't even keep the weight off a whole year, much less multiple years, right? So then it creates this yo-yo effect where you torture yourself, lose weight, can't sustain it, gain the weight. Torture yourself, lose weight, can't sustain it, gain the weight. And it creates what I call dieting PTSD. And it actually does more damage to metabolism. So research shows that the more times you yo-yo, the more times you diet, and it's not done in the right way, it's like crappy dieting, the more damage you do to your metabolism, the more you accelerate aging and disease, and you end up more damaged or more wounded than if you had never even dieted in the first place. Which is why it's important to make sure that whatever you do to lose weight is not a diet, because that doesn't fix it. Because 90% of health issues, including weight gain, are lifestyle. And they're how we think, how we feel, our emotions, our daily thoughts and actions, our environment, our relationships, the most mundane of our daily choices vote on and create the reality of our physiology and our emotions. And if we don't approach it that way, it's never going to be fixed long term, right? And here's the cool thing, that when we look through a new lens and we stop fixating on the scale in the pounds and we just stop focusing on losing weight and rejecting our own precious sweet bodies who are just holding on to weight to try to protect ourselves because they're confused and wounded, when we stop doing that, stop focusing on losing weight and start focusing on gaining health and increasing pleasure, just the right kinds of pleasure, then not only will the weight fall away as a natural side effect of gaining health, but when we gain health, that means we get to have all these things I just described of more energy, more clarity, more joy, more feeling it more at home in our own body and our own skin, more confidence and more trust in ourselves. Because I think we feel like because we failed at dieting, we don't really trust ourselves. We don't think we're capable, and we're capable of so much more than we think. The problem isn't that you have failed diets, it's that diets have failed you. Let me say it a slightly different way. People don't fail diets. Diets fail people. So I'm so over it. I'm so tired. It breaks my heart when I watch people say, oh my gosh, I've lost all this weight really fast and woohoo. And then if they're not doing it in a way that's sustainable, within a year or more, they've gained it all back and then some, or at least half of it back. And then they're devastated. It breaks my heart to see people go through this over and over and over. And then the more times people try and fail, the less likely people are to believe that anything you're offering is even legitimate, because they've been let down so many times, they're afraid to trust again. So for anyone who's interested in learning more about the approach that I'm offering, it's an approach that allowed me to lose 50 pounds and keep it off for 20 years, well into middle age. And it is an approach that helped my mom lose 100 pounds and keep it off for almost a decade after a whole lifetime of failed diets. I mean, and she did this in her 60s and 70s. And then it's also what's helped my clients over the years have very similar outcomes. Recently a client was telling me, I don't even feel like the weight is just coming off, and I don't feel like I'm doing anything, and I love what I'm eating, and I love how I'm living. This is so great. And another client recently told me why I've gone to so many doctors for so many years, so many dietitians and nutritionists, and no one's ever taught me this. Why has no one taught me this before? And she's so happy because she's been stuck for years and now it's coming off. And not only is she losing weight, she's feeling great, right? And so that's what really matters. And so this is what I want to offer you. I'm going to be presenting, it's going to be a live Zoom workshop on October 12th. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern. So I can cover, you guys are all in different time zones, so I want to make sure everyone has access. And if for some reason you cannot participate in the live presentation, then sign up anyway, and I'll send you the replay. I'll send you the recording, because I want to make sure you get this information. And I also want to be transparent that at the end of this presentation, which will have Q&A. This is why I'm keeping the size limited. It's going to be a Zoom meeting, not a webinar for the masses format. So you'll be able to ask questions at the end. The last few minutes of the presentation, I will tell you about a program I'm going to be offering. It'll have a couple different options, but I want you to know that regardless of whether you're interested in the program or not, I respect your time. I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to make really good use of your time, and I'm going to give you really good information. I'm not just going to tease you and up until the end. I'm going to actually all along give you really, really life-changing information that's of great value. And then if you decide you're interested in the program I'm offering, fabulous. So excited to have you join. But if not, it's okay. No big deal. I'm glad you at least got what you got. So like I said, this is near and dear to my heart. Helped my mom, helped me, and then all these clients for the last 20 years. And it's something I want to share with more people. So if you know anyone who's interested, if you're in the health field, you're a health coach, dietitian, nutritionist, concerned parent or spouse, I encourage you to join me. And let's unlock those pounds from lockdown before the holidays, because holidays are coming soon and it's not going to get any better, So the average person, usually when there wasn't a pandemic, would gain 1 or 2 pounds on average. But research shows that people who already had a tendency to struggle with their weight gain a lot more over the holidays, and that what causes that weight gain is actually does metabolic damage that may or may not be lost, but that damage accumulates year to year. So we already have been under so much stress and strain due to the pandemic. People have been through so much already. Our poor bodies and minds and hearts have been pushed to our limits. And so please, let's take this downward spiral we've gone to, or maybe this plateau in apathy that you might be stuck in, and let's turn it into an upward spiral so that we can use what happened during this pandemic as a lesson for how to build resilience and how to have a foundation, so when our world gets rocked in the future for whatever reason, instead of going into a downward spiral or losing our foundation, we stay steady. For example, I did not gain weight during the pandemic. And I actually did binge eat and stress eat sometimes. I mean, not all the time, but I did. And it was just the way I was going about it was different, which is why I didn't gain any weight. And I had a pretty good metabolic set point and foundation already, even though I have a history of weight gain. So I want to give you that. I want you to like have a reality where you can get your world rocked, but then you can still keep your health and your sanity intact, even if you get stressed and strained. And I want to teach you how, like, if you are going to stress eat or binge eat, what you can do that will be less damaging, because hey, we're human. It's going to happen sometimes, right? So anyway, okay, I think that's all. I look forward to you joining me. I really hope you do. I hope you share this with friends and loved ones and family that you think might benefit. And yeah, I'll see you October 12th. Talk to you soon. Bye.